Welcome to the Soothing Spark. This is Becoming Aligned. Clarity before change. If permission to pause helped you slow down, this space helps you see more clearly. It's a place to look inward with curiosity instead of criticism, before deciding what comes next. Alignment begins the moment you start paying honest attention to yourself. Before we begin, take a moment to acknowledge that you're here. You chose to slow down long enough to look honestly at your patterns, your roles, and the parts of yourself that may have been operating quietly in the background. That kind of honesty creates the perfect conditions for alignment. This phase isn't about fixing yourself. It's about understanding yourself. This space exists to help you notice what's already present and reconnect with what feels true to you. You don't have to force clarity. You just have to notice what's already there. This program is designed as a space for awareness to unfold. It isn't meant to be rushed through or completed quickly. Clarity develops gradually through reflection rather than speed. I encourage you to spend at least a week with each lesson. Pause between them. Allow the insights to settle before moving forward. If you notice the urge to move faster, that's completely normal. Many of us are used to that go, go, go mentality in the world we live in today. This space invites you to step out of that pattern. There's nothing to mark completed here. Just notice what becomes clearer as you move through the program. Move slowly. Let the understanding settle. That's where alignment begins. Take a moment to read these words again and allow them to land. Welcome to Module 4, Lesson 2, Grounded Decision Making. Let's explore the idea of listening before acting. Many people are used to responding quickly, deciding, solving, or moving forward as soon as something appears. This lesson invites a different sequence. Instead of acting first and reflecting later, first, pause briefly to notice what's happening internally. That pause doesn't need to be long. Just a moment is enough to notice what your body or thoughts are signaling about a situation. From that place, decisions tend to feel more grounded and intentional. This isn't about avoiding action. It's about allowing yourself a moment to hear your own response before moving forward. Start to notice what changes when you allow yourself that small space between noticing and deciding. Clarity often appears in quieter ways than people expect. Sometimes it begins with a pause, a moment where your mind has enough space to settle. In that pause, you may start to notice subtle signals. There might be a softening in your body or sometimes a sense of tension. These reactions can offer useful information about how something is landing for you. Clarity can also show up as a sense of relief, a feeling of resistance, or even a quiet internal sense of not quite yet. These signals aren't loud or dramatic, but they are meaningful. Often, clarity doesn't arrive as a sudden answer. It emerges gradually through these small cues that become easier to notice when there is space to pay attention. Let's pause to reflect for a moment. What happens when you pause before responding or deciding? See what comes up for you. No judgment, no need to change anything. You might also notice certain expectations, responsibilities, or pressures at play here. Sometimes these patterns operate so quietly that we rarely pause to see them clearly. Simply acknowledging them can bring a surprising amount of clarity. And that's where alignment begins. Now let's talk about rebuilding inner authority. Inner authority is not about control or dominance. It's about attunement, learning to pay attention to what's happening within you. For many people, this sense of internal guidance becomes harder to hear during periods of stress or burnout. These signals are there, but they can become quieter or harder to trust or recognize. Rebuilding that connection usually happens gradually. It grows when you honor your pace rather than forcing yourself to move faster than what feels sustainable. It strengthens when you consider your capacity, recognizing that your energy and attention are real factors in decision making. And over time, it deepens when you begin to trust the signals you notice internally, even if they're subtle. Inner authority doesn't appear all at once. It develops through small moments of listening and responding with respect for what you're experiencing. Let's consider this idea. You don't need certainty to be self-led. Many people assume that good decisions require complete clarity or confidence moving forward. But in reality, certainty is rarely available in advance. Hindsight's 2020, right? What matters more is self-respect. Self-respect allows you to take your own signals seriously, even when the path ahead isn't perfectly clear. It means considering your capacity, your values, and your internal responses when making decisions. Rather than waiting for absolute certainty, self-respect allows you to move forward with thoughtfulness and integrity. As you continue through this module, keep this distinction in mind. Being self-led doesn't require having all the answers. It simply begins with respecting what you notice within yourself. Where have you overridden yourself out of habit? What comes up for you there? No judgment, no need to change anything right now. You might also notice certain expectations, responsibilities, or pressures at play. Sometimes these patterns operate so quietly that we rarely pause to see them clearly. Simply acknowledging them can bring a surprising amount of clarity. There's nothing wrong with noticing what's present or taking a moment to sit with it. This kind of awareness is a natural part of understanding yourself more honestly. And often, that's where alignment begins. Over the next week, simply notice your thoughts, how your body feels, and the roles you tend to step into throughout the day. There's nothing to change or fix right now. This is about awareness, not action. You might notice moments when you feel more like yourself, and other moments when you feel like you're performing. Just observe what starts to stand out to you. As you notice these patterns, you may begin to understand yourself in a new way. This kind of quiet awareness is enough. This is where clarity begins.